watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and we're reviewing the shitastic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The reboot or whatever the fuck.
This pizza's gone bad.
God.
Oh my god, they put anchovies on this fucking shit. Michael Bay has once again proven to take a dump on your face, rub it in there and say, do you like it? Do you want some more? And you're like, yes sir, can I have another?
Take that fucking pizza. Yeah, no.
The check is in the mail.
Jonathan Liebesman directed this. Everybody's acting like Michael Bay did, but he didn't. But Michael Bay might as well have, because the whole movie looked like it was shot by Michael Bay, just shittier. He still had the sideways camera angles and the swoop arounds and all the shitty stuff that you know of Michael Bay is in this. It looks like he directed the movie, and it feels like it when you listen to the dialogue of the movie like he directed the movie. But then again, even if he didn't, Jonathan Liebesman was the wrong choice to begin with. Every movie that guy's made, in my opinion, is big dog shitta, and it was...
That sounds like a rapper out of 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Dog shitta in the house.
I wanted to give this movie a chance. I wanted to give this movie a chance. I really did. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the trailers, but I wasn't like, this is fuck my childhood. I get that thought, though, because we all love the Turtles if you grew up in the 90s, and the other movies, we all love them except for that third piece of shit. But I went in with an open mind, with an open heart, and I thought maybe they'll surprise everybody and it'll be good. It wasn't. This was like watching you remember the TMNT cartoon? Yeah. It felt like that. It was so overly CGI. The Turtles were overly CGI'd. Everything in the movie was overly CGI.
Yeah, I just got like this really fucking corporate fake feel about it. Like it looked like a total cash show and everything. That they're like, hey, you know what? We know people are going to come here and watch Turtles in a half show. Let's fucking do it. And by the way, instead of getting Casey Jones, we get fucking Vern. And he's going to talk about how he's running after April O'Neil. He's fine or whatever. I don't mind the guy as an actor, but it's fucking, he's not Casey Jones. And then what the fuck were they smoking when they made the Shredder? That's a straight off, rip off, how you doing, suck your dicks, Wolverine. It's fucking, it's the samurai.
Like 6 times.
And you're the Shredder, you look like a fucking fat, cybernetic, gi-wearing bitch. And he has one fucking little horn up here, and he's like, oh, because he's the Shredder now, and because he has one little horn, and the helmet kind of looks like the Shredder, but everything else looks like fucking Cloud fucking from Final Fantasy throwing knives and shit.
They acted like Will Fisher was going to be Shredder, but he's just a corporate businessman. And the whole story of it, I saw this like a week ago, but it's not like it's hard to remember it. It's just the whole origin story, it's whatever. It didn't piss me off how they did the origin story, but it was just stupid. It was unnecessary. Like April, it was Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was that fucking storyline about his dad and the old videos she found.
See, yeah, but I love the story itself, like the actual main thing that they wrapped this turd up with that smells so bad of garbage juice on top of a fucking rainy garbage drain was the stupid part. Yeah, it was dumb. Like that part was dumb, dude. Like oh my god, the whole accident, happy accident that created the Turtles was where it should have gone. There was no Hamada Yoshi, and I'm not giving anything away. I'm just preparing your nutsacks. There was no Hamada Yoshi. There was no like true origins of what the Turtle was. Everybody's like, well, saying it was graphic, it was dark, it was what the original graphic novels was going to be. Maybe in a way it kind of was, and I can see where they were going with that, but they didn't blend it well enough with actors or the voice actors and the action sequences to give you that fun-loving atmosphere that the original Turtle movies had with the dark, gritty atmosphere. Like the original Turtles movie in the 1990s, that had a perfect blend of gritty, dark action stuff with comedy. This just went, we're going to go as dark as we can, and then not have a good plot.
Yeah, because
and that's typical.
We're going to throw a couple pizza jokes in there.
Yeah.
It was like...
I really hated that they even went like, you know that one line, I told you never to say again, say it now, cowabunga. And then I'm like, dude, you're trying to make that a fucking 90s reference and make it cool or make it kind of quirky that you're going to say it. You just made yourself look like douchebags.
They thought their movie was so good at that point that when they threw out this cowabunga and built it up, that it was gonna be their puny god from the Avengers, and it was just terrible. It's like the whole thing. They tried to make this movie. They tried to take this. And I know the new thing today is, and Jonathan Liebesman and Michael Bay probably thought they were going to do this because of The Dark Knight. Is let's take something that was corny and 80s or whatever and make it dark and serious. It's the fucking Ninja Turtles. The first movie, like you said, was dark and serious, but it played off well. It worked. Yeah. It was in dark and seedy New York. This movie was overly CGI'd cartoon kid stuff, but the Turtles were way too serious. And they tried to do this serious storyline with Shredder that was just terrible. It was serious enough in the first movie. You didn't have to try to Batman Begins it, and you're not fucking Christopher Nolan, and I'm not even a Nolanite kid saying that. They tried to do this whole serious dark overtone, and it was just terrible.
Well, you know what I looked at too? You know, after watching this and then going back and watching the original Turtles movies, The one thing that they had, I mean, yeah, I know they were puppets and stuff, but they still, to me, they looked fucking better than what they shot on screen. And not to mention the fact that the actors and the way they wrote the story with the Turtles, they actually acted like brothers. They acted like a camaraderie with them. These guys just acted like they work together and they kind of have to put up with each other. It's like, oh, well, fuck. You know, but it wasn't like, because I gotta see this motherfucker. There was no, like, I don't know, I don't want to sound like hokey about it, but there was no, like, love in it.
They didn't feel like brothers to me.
And there's no charm.
Everybody was excited because when they showed the picture, it's like, I've always thought that the Turtles, I didn't like the look of the Turtles. I thought they were too just whatever looking. I love the old looking Turtles. I love the way they looked in the first movie and the second movie, not the third piece of shit where they're puppets and they're like, what are you talking about?
They was too plastic. It's like what Walt Disney World would do. And that's a bit like, I always wanted to say this, I know it was about TNT, but the Turtles 3, did you ever notice that Donatello in that looked like somebody shot him with collagen and he looks like Michael Jackson? He's like always surprised.
Yeah, the puppets were so shitty in that one. But with the other ones, you had these stunt actors doing all this awesome shit and the puppets and all this stuff going on. This one was just so CGI'd and so over the top. What I used to love about the old movies, the scene in April's apartment when it was caught on fire and all the Foot Clans coming everywhere and they're doing karate and shit and using their weapons and stuff and fighting them off. That's what I loved about the Turtles, the karate aspect. Every time they fought somebody in this, it was so over the top and just like they put too much like shit in it.
I want to know who the fuck watched Heat with Val Kilmer and got those masks for the Foot Clan to wear. Because it looks like the Stranger's mask mixed with what they wore in the Heat. And they're all using fucking automatic weapons and they're not Asian. So what the fuck is the point of calling them the Foot Clan when they're just hired guns? Yeah. And then they of course replace I don't remember the guy's name, Takashi or something, or what, I don't know, the henchman for, the right-hand man for Shredder in the original Turtles movie, replaced with this chick, useless character, barely did anything.
I don't even remember, I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. And I also, I didn't mind the CG stuff aspect of the Turtles when I saw the trailer for it. I was like, okay, it might be alright. When I'm watching it, totally fucking different. Like, I was like, holy shit. And not to mention the fact, I used to love Donatello. I think he was cool as shit. And he was annoying as shit in this movie. He's like, I'm like, whoa, shut up.
Well, they're one-dimensional characters anyway. You know each characteristic of each turtle. But when they go into this movie, it was just like they were like zero-dimensional.
Yeah, but I'm saying
there was no lines. Like Michelangelo, all he did was spout creepy stuff at Megan Fox the whole fucking movie. He didn't feel like Michelangelo. They forced in this storyline between Raphael and Leonardo that we all know. Just all of a sudden at the end of the movie, they talk about it like there was no backstory to it.
See, I didn't mind Michelangelo. He was okay. I mean, he wasn't the worst one. What I'm saying about Donatello is that Donatello used to be that geeky, nerdy, cool. Yeah. He could still fight and do shit. This one, he just went full retard. I'm sorry. He went Jack Simpleton. Yeah. It was just like they wanted to make him annoying, and they succeeded in doing it. And like, you could have made Donatello very easily annoying in the early ones, but they were able to mix that shit with cool parts of him that mixed him and blended with his brothers and the other. This one, he was so out of place with the other guys. He just came off.
Well, there was barely. I can barely remember any times the Turtles were even talking to each other.
That's what I mean.
Like, there was no
camaraderie. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and it was just like these are the Turtles. You know who they are. And I didn't even like them when they first showed up and they see April was Megan Fox. Who, by the way, Megan Fox not that bad in this movie. No, she didn't bother me. I thought she was fine. I saw my wife and she got pissed. She's like, every time they show her, it just looks like she's orgasming every second of the movie.
Like, you only like her because she's hot.
Yeah, let's get serious. That. But the first time they see her and they meet her on top of that building that you see in the trailer, they're assholes. I don't like the way I don't like the way they made the Turtles in this movie.
To be fair, I've not read the graphic novel in a long time. So maybe they are. I know it's a lot more violent, but I mean, from what I remember, they had this quirkiness about them and this charm still. So it wasn't, and I know they killed people, but it still wasn't. Like, they didn't just come off as fucking jerks to everybody. And not to mention, like, speaking of jerks, that rat's got a fucking stick up his ass. They really fucked Splinter up.
Oh, don't get me started on fucking...
I will get you started!
God damn it!
Splinter
looked like the horse in fucking Godfather that they put in the bed. Yeah. He looked like a horse with his wet nose and his nasty and his tail doing that stupid
shit. He was a rat.
And he's fucking hitting people with his tail.
Where's the wisdom? Where's the philosophical Shredder? Where's the philosophical fucking Splinter guy? I mean, was he the abusive father this time? Because all the Turtles are scared to death of him. They're like, they're like, oh my god, there's a scene where they're gonna get caught because they went out without his permission, and he whoops their ass, and I'm like, holy shit, man, that's kind of mean. And I was like, you're not speaking about, don't be angry at yourself. You must be quiet to Shadow. It's like, you're fucked up. Now whip this. And it's like, don't put us in the Kakashi. Shut the fuck up. It's like a mean stepdad. And then as soon as April meets him, she's like, Splinter. He's like, oh, it's you. I'm like, oh my god. You just fucking met a walking, talking fucking rat. and you're all like, oh, hey, it's okay.
Yeah, and they try to paint April as like their savior. Like Splinter's supposed to be that. Damn it! I didn't feel the fatherdom. I didn't feel the camaraderie. I didn't.
That goes
feel
right
the
back
turtles.
to that goes right back to the fucking Turtles interaction.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like a crew that just works together, that doesn't really get along with each other.
And that big fight scene, I did like the fight scene when they're in the subway.
That was
and the
pretty
turtles,
cool, yeah.
they're using the ninja style.
Yeah.
Ninja pizza.
Ninja.
Pizza that vanishes quickly without a trace. But just like the storyline does in this. And I also like the scene, there's a scene where they have to break out and they get hopped up on adrenaline. That was funny.
Yeah.
I laughed maybe 2 or 3 times during the movie.
Like there was a fart scene that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and just little tiny blurbs of the actual turtles we know and love. Very few and far between. I didn't like the way the action looked. Sans one scene, I'll give it credit. The scene that you see a little bit of in the trailer when they're going down the snowy Alps was badass. That was really cool the way they shot that and the way they did that. And even the Transformers scene ripped straight out of Transformers / Amazing Spider-Man 2 when they're on the tower at the end. Straight ripped off from that movie, by the way. I didn't mind that scene. I thought that was kind of entertaining or whatever. But apart from that, I like the duck bucket. What's it called?
The duck bucket.
The game. Let's
Duck,
play
duck,
bucket.
goose?
Let's play bucket.
Books.
When they're jumping on each other's backs.
Oh, leapfrog?
No,
Turtle. I don't know.
Turtle.
This movie is terrible.
But yeah, no, I liked it. That's all I liked about it. That scene looked really good. It was really shot well. It was fun.
But you know what? The cool scene that could have been awesome, a lot, like it wasn't, you know, everybody always wanted to know in the Star Wars, Yoda versus the Emperor, who would win. They had Shredder versus fucking Splinter, and it was like watching cartoons, because it was like, it was
overly
big
CGI.
time.
Oh my God.
It was like, okay. Yeah.
That was a straight cartoon.
I want the whole movie at the end of it to be brought to you by Coca-Cola. It just felt so fucking fake.
Fucking Shredder. The fight at the end scene with Shredder was okay, even though it wasn't the fight with Shredder. It was the fight with the samurai from Wolverine.
Yeah.
But that was all right, I guess. But it's missing the fun. Like instead of the fun, they took out all the fun shit I love from the old movies. Like even the ooze. Like I get it if you want to make it more realistic, but they tried to make it more realistic. But when you paint it completely with CGI, it looks less realistic.
But the thing is, it's such a simple story. You don't have to fuck with it to make it good. Like remember, less is more. It's just like, he didn't have to fucking go reinvent the whole goddamn thing. It was already good. And by the way, the Turtles are fucking ugly looking for some reason. They were fucking like totally.
They're scary. Everybody's talking, oh, that's a good, kids will love this movie. My daughter didn't really even like it that much. And for me, it was too, like, the Turtles were scary. They were kind of asshole-ish.
I just thought they were
certain parts, but not the whole thing. But I just didn't like the Turtles.
I'm not saying
the fucking Turtles, Ninja Turtles, and you're gonna make them halfway unlikable, even a quarter bit of unlikable. I don't know where I'm going with percentages here or what's happening. I
don't know, man.
But if they're unlikable at all, you're full of shit and you're the worst fucking director of all time, and you should go jump in a dirt bucket.
I had to put up with so much shit. I went alone to see this movie, okay? Because I missed the first initial showing, so I had to go alone to see it. I put up with all these fucking screaming kids and these weirdos behind me that were talking about, should I have this for dinner or not? And I was like, how about a warm glass of shut the hell up? And you will go to sleep.
So that didn't help.
But so after the movie was over, dude, I almost left. There was one guy that came in by himself like me, and he left like midway through. I almost fucking did too, because it was bad. But when it was over, dude, I really wish it was dark, and I was in the city, so when I yelled, I would be like a Raphael, I'd go, damn! And you would hear my damn echo across the world, because I was so fucking let down and disappointed. And I'm not one of those guys, I'm not saying, oh, my childhood memories, no. I had a good childhood. It's not all based on a cartoon. I'm just saying it does suck to have something that cool that you do remember fondly of, that some fucking asshole in Hollywood wants to take and make a movie about and not do it justice and make it a joke and say, hey, I want to sell this to a new generation of kids and make them fucked up and say, hey, this is the Turtles now. It's not the Turtles. It's just a garbage fucking piece of wearing cloth whore prostitute New Yorker style strip. Fuck it.
And then you put that money on it, and now we're getting a fucking sequel. So now this is the Turtles. This is the Turtles of our generation. Dude. So yeah, it does piss me off. I love the fun. Even Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. I still love that fucking movie. When they're fighting in the toy store and Donatello turns into that little inflatable thing. He's like all that shit's gone. Like the jokes they try to make were stupid, except for one fart joke I liked okay.
But you know what?
It's a fart joke.
I guess what makes me like angriest about this dude is honestly, if you when you watch the whole thing, you can see glimmers of what it could have been.
Yeah.
Like with those farts, like it's small, like little humor parts that they put in it. Like if they had just focused more on that and stopped worrying about making these great big action sequences and making this dark. It's like fucking Michael Bay at a piano chord. Dark explosions, dark, no script. If they had just been like, let's have fun, and it would have been like cooler. I would have loved it if they had made it to where the Turtles talked like they were in the 90s. Like, you know, like Cowabunga, Radical, all that stuff. And the reason being is maybe when they were down in the sewer and they were growing up, the only stations they could get access to was like old, like, you know, MTV 90s or MTV raps, and that's how they talk. But they had to watch like Gwen Stefani, so they talk like today's. I get
Sorry.
Gwen Stefani, bananas. I know that they're trying to update them, and I get that, but I think it would have been cooler and more retro to have them still be the only ones that speak like that. Because what if they met April O'Neil? They were like most bodacious. Then she'd be like, nobody talks like that anymore, and they're like radical. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been cool, and that would have been something that like a neat little niche they could have put in.
Instead, they're like, these are our new, just empty fucking turtles, and every once in a while, we're gonna throw you one of those corn-fed lines that we got from the old saying. Every once in a while, we'll throw you one in. I hope you're happy. I hope you fucking come suck our dicks for it, because you're welcome for that cow.
You know what? It really is Michael Bay. He knew what it was. There was no love or care put into this movie. He's like, I can make a lot of money. I'm gonna sell it like this.
I'm gonna throw this hack fucking director.
I'm gonna snort cocaine and then I'm gonna fucking do it. I don't give a shit. I gotta fuck my wife and then go after my prostitute girlfriend. Whatever he does in his spare time, I don't know. He probably jumps over buildings to get to his girlfriend's house. He probably has the action movie going all the time. When he's like dun, 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 and he's like fucking going into the McDonald's.
He pays Tyrese.
Anyway, I was thinking
about overly obvious shit.
I know, but it would be fun to make a movie called Bay of Michael, and it's like his everyday life of him getting in his car and everything's an action sequence. Like even when he goes to a drive-through, it's like give me that or whatever. But he's just one of those guys. Like he makes a great cake. It's got chocolate. You're like, fuck yeah, it's gonna be great, and you eat it, and then it's like friggin' like dirty old jelly in the inside. And you're like, what the fuck, Mom? I told you not to buy this shit.
I hate when I get a cake and it's filled with dirty jelly.
Oh God, who likes that?
Ruins birthdays for everyone.
Dirty jelly.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, guys, this movie gets a 3.5 for me. It had an awesome action sequence at one point in the movie, and basically I sum this up as death comes for us all, Rokosaki.
But for you, something much worse. For when you die without honor.
Oops.
I bet he never has to look for a can opener. No, but I'm gonna give this movie a 3.0. I thought it was a turd of a fucking floater in the toilet. Michael Bay does it again. I mean, I didn't hate Transformers 1. I mean, it was whatever.
Transformers is Transformers.
Yeah,
it's not fucking Turtles.
But this movie was an atrocious fucking
karate in the streets.
I liked that there were some action sequences that were good, like Mike said, and I liked some. The voice acting was okay. It wasn't that bad. Megan Fox was decent. And some of the action sequences weren't bad, but overall, it was a fucking terrible script. It was a terrible movie. I'm sorry. I mean, I know there's people out there that probably liked it, and if you did, that's your opinion. That's cool. You have your pizza and like your ice cream. I'm just not one of those people. I'm sorry.
I didn't even want pizza after watching it.
I didn't either. I wanted fucking
fucking pizza looked CGI.
I wanted salad.
How are you gonna CGI fucking pizza?
Did they have CGI? They did CGI.
I think it was CGI pizza.
I wonder if it tasted good. I wonder if it tastes like Digit Bites. This programming is good. Oh, it's weird.
I meant the funny.
I meant another.
So guys, question of the day is, what is your favorite Turtles movie of all time? Comment below, let us know. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and we'll see you next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.